Good morning, and we are back to the studios at AHAR 2016. It's a brand new day and a lot of exciting things in store. We have two very distinguished guests, Mr. Ajay Khanna, President of HOTREMAI, and Mr. Ong, who is a specialist in his own field, which we'll talk about in a bit. We'll start with Mr. Khanna. Sir, you are an absolute veteran, 30 years in this industry, heading a federation which has multiple members. So let me first talk about your role as the president. What do you see, where has HOTREMAI brought the entire association as on 2016?
In the early 80s, and we had very few members at that time. The industry has grown, and so has HOTREMAI. We are now close to 300 members. We represent, or our members represent almost everything that goes into a hotel, which is almost everything that goes into a house also, from a small needle to jet skis or even helicopters. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any helicopter members, but that's all that goes into a hotel. And members are a very long cross-section of what we supply to her hotel.
Fantastic. So in this AHA 2016, how much space has your federation taken in terms of square meters?
There are two federations that have booked almost 60% of AHAR. One is HOTREMAI and one is Archie. Between us, we've booked around about close to 11,000 square meters. And I think ITPO has booked about 5,000 or 6,000 square meters. So ITPO would be about 35–40%. We've booked about 60–65%. And the show has grown just in 1 year by over 20–25%.
Yeah, this year has been big. This has been a big show. I mean, I can see the amount of, you can see the amount of hangars they have come up with and stuff. So there's been a big jump in square foot.
In the early 80s, it was two halls, 14 and 18. One was food and one was equipment. We joined hands with ITPO, and they invited us to be on their board in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's when India was going through the liberalization and opening up the economy. I think now, I've lost track, but I think there should be close to maybe 15 or 18 halls, including the hangars, maybe even more. And we look forward to maybe another 10–15% addition every year for the next few years. Our focus is trying to bring in foreign participants, foreign embassies, foreign countries. This year, I think Russia, a delegation has come from Russia. And that's actually the main thing, to make this show a part of the international calendar, like other shows like FHA in Singapore and HOFEX in Hong Kong. So we'd like to make this show a part of the international calendar. That's our goal.
That's great. So I think we've heard a lot about your experience and your past, how you rate AHAR in terms of growth from the early 80s down to 2016. And I want to talk to you about your role as the president of your own company, the owner of your own company. Sir, your company is a specialist, as I understand, in anything that goes into a room, into a hotel room. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's right.
So if I am to say that a guest who enters, because I think the most critical, the most crucial component of a guest experience in a hotel is probably his room. He spends. So would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, the bedroom actually is the main focus of all hotels. A guest, we've done calculations, and it's an industry standard, would spend 80–90% of his time in his room and not in the hotel. Yes, he uses the restaurants, he uses the bar, he may sit in the lobby for a little while, or may go to the pool for 15–20 minutes, half an hour, or to the gym, or to the health club. But 80–90% of the time he's in the premises, he's in his room. The room is actually the focus of all hotels, and if you can give a guest a comfortable and a secure room where things are laid out correctly, everything's available easily, he can reach it. That, to me, is the most important thing. So comfort in a room is primarily the main thing, and then secondly is easy reach and all the facilities in a room.
If I were to try to understand the bedroom, the room itself, I'm sure there are various components that go into a room. The first thing, of course, is the bed, which Mr. Hong is going to tell us. You are the specialist, I think you are an international specialist in beds and mattresses. And so we're going to come to you in a bit, but a little bit, one more question with Mr. Khanna, that when you talk about the various components that are there in a room, can you, for our viewers' interest, those who are not specialists in hotels and rooms, can you just elaborate what are the key components which are there in a room for a guest?
Well, that's basically what we do. There are about 8 or 9 things in a room which are extremely important. I'm not going to talk about anything to do with water because that's not what we do. The WC, the basins, we don't do it. And we don't do the sofa or the tapestry or the curtains and things like that. We basically specialize in bedroom equipment, bedroom accessories, and bedroom electronics. So this 8 or 9 things that are the most important in a room for a guest. Number one primary is a comfortable bed. I will introduce to you Mr. Coulson, who's the bed expert literally of the world. They are the largest companies in the world doing bedding products. Apart from the bed, then there's the bedroom electronics, which are the mini bars, the hairdryer, the mirror, the kettle, the ironing center, and other electronic products. Then there is bedroom telecommunication, which includes the telephone, the media hub, the TV connectivity, the TV things that the guest would use. Then there is other products like the safe, which is a very important part, the main entrance door lock, which is part of the security. So there are 3 or 4 different product groups, and we are heavily invested in all of them. We've got joint venture tie-ups and long-term arrangements running into 2 or 3 decades with 7 or 8 of the top companies in the world. And we've brought them to India in the early 80s, and we still partner them, we still represent them, and we still sell, service, and maintain for them most of the products that go into a bedroom. As I mentioned, the bed, the mattress, the minibar, the hairdryer, the mirror, the kettle, the ironing center, the phone, the media hub, the safe, the door locks, products like that.
Great. So we've heard from Mr. Khanna the basic components that are required to set up an efficient and a comfortable room for a guest. Thank you once again, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.